Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Friar Talk. We're here after a series split between the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres, where the San Diego Padres again showed their inconsistencies, where they put up one run on what was it, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday
Yep.
this evening they put up 10 runs and showed that they have I mean, consistently they've been showing that they have the offense to be able to put up that many runs, maybe like 4 or 5 runs a game, which more often than not, the Padres have won. I believe they've lost less than 5 times when putting up 4 runs. And they've only won like 3 games when putting up less than 4 runs. So, that again showed this series where they put up less than 4, they lost. They put up more than 4, they win. And it was an impressive outing, I thought, for the starting pitchers. Blake Snell looked good in his outing. Michael Wacha again looked good in his outing. Michael Wacha has allowed 5 earned in his last 7 outings, so he's been fantastic. Chase, what did you think of this series in terms of, again, the inconsistencies of the lineup and what you saw from the starting pitchers?
I think Arthur put it in words. Michael Wacha is him. He had a really rough start to the season, but oh my God, he has been a monster ever since.
Great.
We knew he was going to be like a solid 4 or 5 guy, but we didn't think he would be doing this well. I think he was the best pitcher in the last month for the NL, and he's continuing that streak really well. Gary Sanchez looks like to be the pickup of the century right now. I know me and you have always been joking about picking up Gary Sanchez since the summer. He's going to be that guy. Oh, we're really struggling at the catching position. Let's pick up Gary Sanchez. Me and you have joked about it since, last summer during the offseason. Like, Gary Sanchez is the guy we need to pick up. Little did we know he really was the guy to
No,
pick up.
literally.
He literally is the guy to pick up. Cronenworth went 3 for 4 today. If we can get some consistency out of his bat, it would really play well just because of where he's in the lineup. Him hitting, less than 700 OPS, less than 220 average, it really hurts the team. He got a big contract. He seems to have a longer swing than he did than the last couple of years. He's not taking the ball oppo as much. It seems like he's just trying to go for power. And realistically, we don't need him to hit for power. We need him to do his gap to gap hitting that he was doing in 2020, 21, 22. That was the perfect spot for him. Having a Cronenworth home run was great. But him hitting doubles, when we needed him was even better. Him hitting, 280 with like an 800 OPS was like exactly what we needed. And it seems he's trying to do too much right now at the plate. And I see people bringing up Grisham. Grisham is great defensively. Offensively, he is just another hole in the lineup. Like I know I'm forgetting his name on Twitter, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He brings up Grisham has had like the most barrels with no home runs for the Padres. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, when you're barreling the ball up and it's not going to someone and it's just going to people, yeah, sometimes it's bad luck, but Grisham has just been too bad for too long to say it's bad luck. Was it the past 2 years? He probably has an under 170 average with an under 650 OPS for like 500 plate appearances. At one point, you got to say it's not bad luck. He's just bad at the plate. And maybe, we have other options. Tatis can play center. We can put David Dahl in right. We have different options that we can move around and see. Maybe, hey, Grisham isn't the answer to center field. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, your defense is really, really good. It's one of the top guys in the league. But whenever you're up to bat, you're just killing the team. Yeah, your defense is great. But at one point, your offense somewhat has to outweigh how good you are in defense. And for Grisham, there is no balance. It's all defense, no offense. And you just can't have a player like that with how inconsistent our offense is. Our pitchers are pitching out of their mind, and we can't win games because we can't put up more than 3 runs in a game. That's how it is.
Yeah, and I think Fernando had some comments today saying like everyone expects us to do this day in and day out, and I completely disagree. I don't expect them to put up 5+ runs day in and day out, but I do expect them to put up at least 4 to 3 runs. I'm cool with that too. At least have better numbers with runners in scoring position. I think right now are at I want to say they're still under 200 the runners in scoring position right now. They're at 195 last time I checked.
Yeah.
We're not asking them for them to put up this many runs a game. We're asking for them to come through in clutch situations where a lot of the time last year in one-run games, a lot of those 89 wins came in one-run games. We're winning a lot of those extra inning games, one-run games, those tight games. You saw the Padres come out on top. This year, the Padres are one of the worst teams in one-run games, and it's showing. They've lost a lot of them, and they have a negative 500 record because of it. A lot of that comes from the Padres offense not being able to put up a lot of runs. And you talk about the guys in the lineup that aren't producing. You got Jake Cronenworth under 700 OPS. You got Manny Machado, who he just came back. He's doing good at the plate right now since he's came back, but under 700 OPS. Trent Grisham, same thing. Austin Nola, same thing. Nelson Cruz, same thing. I believe Matt Carpenter, same thing. It's a lot of guys in the lineup that are not producing consistently. And even Fernando, he's at a 797 OPS when usually he's at 880 plus, and we're not getting that right now. And I'm not saying he's been bad. He's been really good. But I think we're just missing some power in our offense right now. Juan Soto went 5 for 5 today. He still looks really good at the plate, high 800 OPS. His average, you said, is like what, Chase, 265, 255?
265, and I think it was a 905 OPS.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Devin's asking, I don't know if you saw what Soto said the other day about the struggles of the offense, Chase.
He said, basically, don't ask me. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. What do you think of that?
I mean, I understand his comment. Basically, it's like, I'm doing what I can. You got to ask the rest of the team what's going on. Like, I'm doing all I can to carry this team, and I can't do any more than what I'm doing. And he's somewhat right. Outside of him and Tatis, the rest of the guys are struggling. Soto will get on base. He'll walk. He'll get his extra base hits. But when that happens, no one will bring him in. Maybe Tatis, but Tatis usually bats in front of him. So it's usually Soto bringing Tatis in. And after that, it's like, okay, we are just screwed. Cronenworth hasn't been hitting. We're at a hole in the DH. If Gary Sanchez isn't in, there's a hole at the catcher position. Kim has been a lot better, but Kim is still Kim. He's going to hit 240 with like a 740 OPS. Grisham is, we just talked about Grisham. He's not that great at the plate. Xander has been lost with his wrist injury ever since he's been hit in the wrist by that hit by pitch. It's been downhill for him. You have a lot of holes in the lineup right now, and outside of Soto and Tatis and occasionally Kim, what are you guys going to do? You can't also space them out because Soto and Tatis are your best hitters and your best shot of actually hitting home runs right now. So what do? You put them back to back, but then you don't get runs afterwards. So it's like, okay, how do we fix this offense when no one is hitting but two guys are the only ones getting on base and hitting? It's hard to be like, I have a solution. You just don't know. So I agree with his comments. I think it could have been worded a little bit better, but he told the truth. I can't blame him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people blew it out of proportion just because of kind of his tone and his demeanor while he was saying that. But I mean, they just got their asses kicked. So I don't really expect him to be happy. I don't expect him to be, yeah, exactly. I don't expect him to be jolly when giving these comments. He's doing his job at the plate. Matt said it best. He said, baseball is the most individualistic sport. And individually, Juan Soto's performing lately. He's been the best hitter over the last month plus, and the rest of the guys haven't been good. So I think it's probably the wrong guy to be asking because he's been super solid. And, if anyone's been helping the Padres win games, it's been him. And, other than that, I don't really think too much of those comments. It wasn't a diss at anyone, I think. But don't blow it out of proportion. We need to see the pot. Exactly. Yeah, he's annoyed. I think they're all kind of annoyed, because I mean, there's expectations. There's high expectations for them, and they're not being met, and they're probably getting annoyed at how the crowd's reacting. I'm sure they're on social media. I'm sure they're seeing things that Padres fans are saying. They're probably disgruntled with it too. They're not happy with their performance. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't really know how to react to this Padres inconsistency. Are they just a 500 team, or are they a team that's about to get hot? Right now, I'm kind of just hoping that they are at 500 or a little above 500 at the trade deadline, and they're willing to buy a few pieces, not big
The
pieces,
trade
but
deadline?
at the trade deadline.
I want them
Yeah,
to be at least a little above 500 by the All-Star break.
yeah, I'm hoping the trade deadline because I honestly, dude, I don't know. I don't know.
More
I don't. I
pessimistic
don't
than
feel.
I am.
I don't feel like they're this close to getting out of their hole. Like they keep.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel that way. But I'm saying that just because I know, like the Phillies were hovering around by 500, the Braves were hovering around 500. Like at this point, I'm not really worried about the division. I'm worried about just let's make wild card.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my whole thing right now. But yeah, hoping that we're around that and we can trade for decent outfield pieces to turn Grisham rather into a starting center fielder to depth because he can't just stay in the lineup. Yeah, I mean, just a defense, just a replacement to get him out of the lineup consistently. Maybe you throw him in there. I know his numbers against lefties are actually a lot better than righties, so I don't know. I don't know what the platoon would be. I don't know, but he can't be a full-time starter. His defense, dude, if he hit like, let's say he hit like Ha-Seong Kim 240, yeah, 240 with a 750 OPS, he could be a full-time position player. He could be a full-time player and be very valuable. But he's not that. He's
not even Billy Hamilton, dude.
Yeah, he's not good at the plate. He's just a liability, and he's not the of course I'm not blaming all of the offensive struggles on him. Although him and Nola have been the two main culprits, there is of course Jake Cronenworth, Nelson Cruz, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts as of late. Like there's not just two guys struggling, but it's going to be pretty crucial to get the guys that have been struggling for a long time out of your lineup consistently. That being Austin Nola and Trent Grisham. Those guys struggle for long periods of time, where at this point it's not like they're just cold. It's these guys just aren't really great hitters. And in a game where you're starting to see a lot more teams average 4 or 5 runs, you're going to have to hang in with them, and getting those guys out of your lineup is going to be important.
So I got a question for you, because I see a ton of guys bringing up like trade candidates for center. Who do you want Preller to trade for? Realistically, because I know right now Preller's trades have been under a microscope. Like the past 3, they have been under a microscope. I've seen Padres Twitter tearing this man apart, especially today. I saw the Austin Nola trade today. We acquired Nola. God damn it, what's his name?
Altavia. It was Dan Altavia, Austin Nola,
Austin Adams, and Austin Nola, and we gave up Torrance, Trammell, Andres Munoz, France, and forgetting one more, but we gave up one more guy. And how many of those guys turned out to be key core pieces for the Mariners, and how many of those guys are still on the Padres making an impact? I can tell you which one's making a negative impact on the Padres. I don't know where the other two are.
The main piece, yeah, of course.
The main piece is making a negative impact.
Yeah, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I think that's going to go down as the worst trade. But I'm trying to think of other ones. As one of the worst. Of course, there's a Turner, there's Max Fried, but recently, in this current era of the Padres, that'll probably be the worst. Because let's say you don't trade Ty France, now you don't got to worry about Jake Cronenworth or Ha-Seong Kim are depth, and that gives you one of the best depth pieces in all of baseball. That's our Kike or Chris Taylor.
You get depth at DH too.
You don't got to sign Xander. The money you sign Xander for could go towards someone else. There's so many different things, so many different avenues they could have went. And that Ty France one. And it's weird because Ty France was actually performing before he got traded.
Oh, here's the thing. I remember this was a lot of talk on Padres Twitter recently. Is if Preller wasn't so obsessed with Eric Hosmer, where would we be? Because Ty France would have been blocked at first base.
That's true. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Absolutely. No, man, that's definitely true. Um, Ty France would, yeah, wow, you're right. And I wonder,
Josh Naylor wouldn't have been blocked at first. We would
that's
have
true
Ty
too.
France maybe had Ty France at second.
Yeah, no,
We
that's
might have
absolutely
a
true.
solid DH repertoire in both of them, and then Cronenworth and Kim.
Yeah.
We could be so much better depth wise if Preller just doesn't sign Eric Hosmer. It seems to
Oh
be,
yeah.
Eric still sinking the team years later.
I hate I hate two specific things. I hate the Hosmer signing and I hate the Nola trade. But as far as guys that I'm actually gonna want, two guys off the top of my head that I don't think will be expensive, but are household names: Cody Bellinger and
Yeah.
Jock Peterson. I don't know if Jock Peterson.
You want Jock in center? Or do you want
No,
Tatis in center and Jock?
this is more. Yeah, this is more me thinking. Okay, the other day, or I forgot last time we were both on, but I was thinking, I was like, dude, okay, I understand Fernando might not be that great in center, but we desperately need offense. And if we have to sacrifice a little bit of defense or some defense in order to get more offensive production at the plate, such as throwing Jock in right or left, Soto in right or left, and Tatis in center, I'm all for it. And I mean, Jock has also played in Petco plenty of times, so it's not anything new to him.
No. See, if I was trading for a Cubs outfielder, like I said, I love Ian Happ.
Yeah, I'm cool with that
I
too.
absolutely love Ian Happ as a trade candidate. I saw someone bring him up earlier. I like Jock. He brings you a solid left-hand bat. He brings you power. He's played in Petco. He can man right field pretty easily. Keep Soto in left. Don't put Soto back in right. He's starting to find his ground in left field. Other than Ian, like I'm looking for center field pieces. Keep Nando in right. He's got the arm to man right field really well. Yeah, he could play in center, but you want to keep a guy like that in right field. So
Yeah,
Ian
absolutely.
Happ, I want to bring Luis Robert up, but I think as much as the White Sox suck, I don't think they're just going to let him go for cheap. I saw Tyler O'Neill. The Cards do suck. I don't know what's going on with the Cardinals. They were supposed to be one of the better teams this year, and they're basically in last place. And I don't think they're going to let Tyler O'Neill up for cheap just because they've seen what he can do when he's on. We all saw what Tyler O'Neill can do when he's on, and it's quite terrifying. A 280, 40 home run guy with gold glove defense and can swipe bags like crazy. You don't let potential like that go walk for cheap. So it's kind of hard. I'd be Happ or Jock for sure, but I kind of want to keep Nando out of center field just because of the Myers experiment, even though Nando's a far superior athlete.
Yeah. And yeah, when Matt and I were talking about it, we said the number one guy, if we want to keep Nando in right, our number one guy, mine and Matt's is Cody Bellinger. And I don't think it would be that costly. I can't see.
Yes, I think it depends on how much of the Cubs eat the contract, or do we take on the full, was it 17 and a half?
Yeah. Or they were saying 12 and a half the other day, but I remember it being higher than that.
I thought it was close to 18.
I was pretty sure it was close to 20.
I thought it was like 18 something. Let me check.
And I see people talking about no more trades. Guys,
there's no candidate right now. I wish there was. I wish we could develop some guy in to be a center fielder. There is no guy right now.
Yeah, that's the thing is we don't have anyone. We have to make a trade for somebody.
Yeah, I found it. It's a 1 year, 17 and a half.
Okay. So how much would we take on?
Maybe like trade deadline. There's probably
10?
left. Probably about $6 million, maybe.
Depending on how much.
Not
You're
too
right.
bad.
You're right. No, I could get on board with that. Now, what would it cost?
I think it depends on where Bellinger is at by the trade deadline. I mean, he's doing great right now, but he's on a 1-year deal. He's going to be a 1-year rental. Is he going to be as good as he is right now at the trade deadline? He's going to be owed $6 million. The Cubs are still kind of in a rebuilding era. They probably need pitching more than they need anything. We have plenty of pitchers to deal. I'm down to deal some of the lower guys. Like Jackson Wolf would be a good candidate for them. Keep Salas, Muzaf, and Snelling, and then you could probably deal any other pitcher.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Let Ryan Weathers go for all I care.
No, I completely agree. I think he's a perfect candidate for a fresh start. Ryan Weathers is. I think it's time. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm all on board for Bellinger. I don't. At the deadline, if we're hovering around 500, or hopefully we're above. Hopefully we're 5 games above. I'm really hoping. But trading for Bellinger and getting Grisham out of the lineup, obviously not completely. You're going to have to put him in sometime to give somebody a break. But just I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of scenarios to kind of play with this lineup. Bellinger in center. Let's say I don't know.
Bellinger in the lineup though.
5th.
So what would your first 4 be?
Bogart. Yeah. Okay, I don't think this will happen, but I want the first 4 to be Bogarts, Toddy, Soto, Manny, and then Bellinger after.
Okay.
I think that makes sense in the sense that they keep batting Jake 5th. Jake's not a 5th hitter right now.
Jake's
He's more like a
7
7.
hitter.
He's like a 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's more like a 7 hitter right now. So
switch Gary and Cronenworth right now.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll probably be like Belly, Gary, Crone, Kim. Fuck, who's the last guy? Who are we missing?
DH.
Oh, damn! Wait.
DH
Kim
at 9 wasn't that bad.
No, that's actually a pretty damn good lineup.
It's not bad.
I mean,
I can see that.
I could definitely see that. I mean,
so speaking of what do you want the Padres to do with him? I think he needs an IL stint. Like, I hate that the Padres are refusing to put anyone on the IL. X.
Oh, Bogarts. Yeah. Shoot, man. Yeah, he needs an IL stint. I just don't understand the whole thing of like, let's just get him back in the lineup as soon as possible. Like, before this whole wrist thing, he had above an 850 OPS, and then after it goes all the way. Yeah, dude. Now he says it. He's like grimacing whenever he swings the bat. So like, I just think take the extra days. The lineup will be fine. Take the extra days. Let him heal up completely. It might not be completely, but let it get as good as it can possibly get, and then get him back in the lineup, because it just doesn't make sense to keep running him out there every few days, and then the next few days he's back in pain. It doesn't make any sense.
Did you see the grip that he was trying to do, or how his left hand was like basically
big barrel,
right hand had like a giant?
Dude, I don't see how that's gonna work. Just let him heal up, you know.
I don't know what the Padres are thinking. That I don't know what is up with the medical staff and the management, where they're like, yeah, this guy's supposed to be out for 2 weeks. Let's not put him on the IL for 10 to 15 days. Let's keep him on the bench for no reason and not bring up an extra guy who can actually be useful. Why? Why do we do that? It's incredibly annoying.
Yeah. No, dude, it is. It really is. It really is very annoying. Especially because, like, You invested a lot in Xander. It's not just a 1 year investment. It's 11 years. So you really want this thing to be as healthy as possible. Um, but as far as we were talking a lot about trading for bats. Do you think the Padres would be in the market to trade for a pitcher?
I honestly don't think you need a pitcher. Maybe a
I don't
relief
either.
pitcher, but at this point, Suarez might be coming back. We've heard good things about Suarez's rehab so far. Nothing about Pomeranz. Hopefully, Jose Castillo, maybe. If he can come back to what he was, you don't need pitching. Leave pitching alone. What you could use is a first baseman / DH. And a guy
Yeah.
that I said we should sign, Trey Mancini, kind of has been doing good. And I don't think anyone's going to trade for him because he's on the Astros now, right? And the Astros aren't going to let him go. But we could use a guy like that.
I think he's on the Cubs, no?
Was he on the Cubs? Or was he on the Astros last year and I got confused?
Yeah, he's on the Astros last year, but I think he signed with the Cubs over the offseason.
Let me check. If he's on the Cubs, dude, package a deal with
easier. Yeah, he's on the Cubs.
Let me see how he's doing. I just remember he's hitting what, 241?
241, 244, 667 OPS. The average is there. It's not a lot of power. I mean, I don't know.
But we need another DH first baseman that can actually hit power. That is exactly what we need. Carpenter and Cruz aren't cutting it. We need a DH bat.
I completely agree. And
Morejon, dude.
Morejon, yeah, we haven't talked about Morejon. I didn't really see. I think he had a pretty good outing, right? I mean, he's getting built as a reliever. It seems like we've wanted the Padres to be done with him as a starter. That's not happening. But yeah, Morejon's back. Hopefully, he's pitching some valuable innings, and hopefully, he's pitching innings in July and pitching valuable innings in August and September. Eggy, I think that'll be a really big. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I think that'll be a big addition. Just because, I mean, that's actually yeah. That's
any depth we can add is good depth at this point. We don't have any depth in the outfield. We have very little depth in the infield, and we have no depth at DH. We have two fossils at DH who we thought we could revitalize, and they were doing good at the beginning of the season, but now they're showing their age.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I think Big Eggy will be a pretty solid add when he's back, just because we could really use the depth right now to kind of rotate guys in and out, because and going back to what you were saying about first base and DH, I completely agree. I think rolling out Matt Carpenter or Nelson Cruz every day as your DH is killing them, as their DH is killing them. Matt Carpenter is a shell of himself. I think people knew that coming into the season, but we were just hopeful that that short stint of success was going to be true, and clearly it wasn't. Nelson Cruz is as good as cooked. He is fall off the bone. He's done for. He's cooked.
See, the weird thing with Carpenter is that he was doing so good on the Yankees until he broke his foot, right?
Yeah. He was doing really well, and then he didn't come back till like October.
Yeah, because he broke his foot, and then after that, he's been a shell of himself, and it's just continued to be like somewhat of a shell of himself, other than the very beginning of season.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I don't really know any first base / DH options that are out there, though.
You know who was one and is doing pretty well for the Angels?
Brandon Drury.
Yeah,
he's doing good. No, I completely agree, bro. He was just as much, if not cheaper, than Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
I think we were all I think we were all three of us were kind of like, why did we get Carpenter and not Drury? Because Drury, I thought Drury fit the bill perfectly for what the Padres team needed. He played third, he played first, I'm pretty sure he played some second. He could hit. I mean, he was everything that the Padres could use right now. So I was kind of definitely confused about that whole Drury thing. I wanted to keep one of Drury and Bell. Drury would have been clearly the correct answer, because Bell only has like a 688 OPS. But I mean, maybe there's going to be a case where the Padres see a guy that's not doing very well right now, and they hope that he does well in a Padres uniform, but that just hasn't been the case lately. So I don't really know any first base DH options they could go for right now. But I think they always come up. I guess that too.
See, here I have a question for you, just because I know you basically
Arthur's
liked Will
saying
Myers.
the Padres.
Three of us.
Arthur's saying that the Padres are going to trade for Will.
So, how would you feel about Will Myers being a depth outfielder in DH?
Hold on.
He's not doing. Do not look at his numbers.
He is not doing good. I know. That's the thing, man.
He is not doing good at all.
He has a 541 OPS, a 44 OPS plus. But the question comes up. But the question comes up: would he be doing better knowing that he's here in San Diego because he's comfortable here?
Exactly.
How much did he sign for?
I don't think it was crazy.
Nah, it couldn't have been. But I mean, right? I wouldn't take him right now if he's putting up these numbers. But of course, the question comes up. Like I said, what was it? 7.5?
Yeah. So probably by like maybe a couple mil by trade deadline.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping the Padres really need to start looking into some different options. I mean, the Angels aren't doing bad, but we're gonna be hoping the Angels are doing bad because I think they might have a piece or two that we could trade for. The Guardians.
If we trade for Taylor Ward?
Taylor Ward?
What if we traded for Taylor Ward? I know he's not a common name within the trade area, but they're not trading Shohei. Mike Trout is not an option. So what about Taylor Ward?
I don't know. Taylor Ward isn't doing very well right now either. But
we've seen what he can do, and with the support that's around him in Tatis, Soto, Machado, that's a little bit better than Shohei and Trout.
Yeah.
He would be basically a DH right fielder because you don't put him in center.
Yeah, I think he's left fielder in Anaheim?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? Is because there's not a lot of options that are doing good right now. So are the Padres going to trade for someone that's not doing very well that they think could be doing very well if maybe change of circumstances? I don't know, man. It's really tough to gauge what they're going to do. I see someone brought up Jurickson Profar. I don't think we're trading with the Rockies. I'm pretty sure the Rockies hate us. The Rockies owner at least hates us. And
when's the last time we traded with the Rockies? I don't remember.
I really don't know, dude. Well, I think it's pretty clear the best options are Cody Bellinger. There's got to be another center fielder out there somewhere. But yeah,
Robert, man. You can't even say the Marlins because the Marlins are doing good. The Pirates are doing way better than we thought they were going to do. So at least the Cardinals, the A's, Ramon Laureano.
Yeah.
Can't say anyone from the AL East because the AL East is the best division in all of baseball.
They're all going to be competing. Yeah.
The Diamondbacks are doing too good. The Rockies hate us. The Giants are doing better than us. Maybe the Brewers.
Yeah, how are the Brewers doing?
I don't know if the Guardians are going to be selling anybody.
Yeah, the Brewers are in. I mean, the Brewers are always selling, whether they're in first or last. So, I saw that with Hader last year. There's the Twins. I mean, the AL Central's trash. I don't know if that means they're going to be selling or not. The Royals are going to be a trade option. I'm sure the White Sox will be. What was that?
How close is everybody within the AL Central to first?
Dude, so the Royals are 13 games back. They're cooked. They're done for. But the White Sox are only 4 games back, and they're in fourth. And they're in fourth, and they're 27 and 35. And only 4 games back.
Oh, that's hilarious. Because kind of need the White Sox to suck. I kind of want Luis Robert. That
What's
team
his
is
contract?
cooked. He's still on a rookie deal, I believe.
Oh shit, I'm scared he'll cost a lot.
He might, but at the same time, what are the White Sox? They have all the talent in the world. I don't even think a manager change is going to fix that
They
team.
suck. Yeah, they just suck.
They have all the talent in the world. They got Eloy Jimenez, they got Moncada, they got Abreu, they got Robert, they got Anderson, dude. They got Gavin. Gavin Sheets might not be a bad option. I know he might not be doing too hot, but he's got the upside. Grandal has kind of been bad. We already fixed our catcher position. Leon Kendricks is probably not. He's probably going to retire a White Sox. I don't know about the relief pitchers, but any of those guys that I just mentioned might be good trade candidates outside of Tim Anderson. If we could get like a Johan Moncada at first base, that might be legit. Trade for Jose Abreu, maybe. But we'll see.
I see.
Joey
Captain.
Gallo.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Should have signed him, apparently.
That's the thing, bro. I don't think anyone could have predicted that. I don't think anyone thought they would have been saying in what is it, June, that we should have traded for Joey Gallo. JDS Third says, thank you, JDS Third. ADJ is limited. Most teams won't trade with him.
The Marlins won't trade with him. I know that for sure, just because of the whole Colin Ray incident.
Colin Ray and Luis Castillo.
The Rockies won't. Yeah, the Rockies won't. The Rays love trading with him, and so do the Rangers.
Yeah, the Guardians.
The Guardians like trading with him. The Braves did like trading with him. They built up a pretty solid core around some Preller trades.
Oh yeah. The Mariners
like trading with him. Anyone that can fleece Preller really likes trading with him.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say a lot of the. Go for it.
I was gonna say that's the problem. Preller only trades with teams where he knows he can overpay in prospects because he can rebuild the farm system at like the quick of a hand because we can't develop any talent. So he's like, okay, well, I can rebuild the farm system and at the same time I can destroy it within a season because we need these pieces right now because I can't develop any talent. And, I like to sign guys to bad contracts.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of these teams that like trading with us are teams that are known to win trades. I want to say it's a combination of like teams don't like trading with Preller as well as teams just don't really like trading in general. Like I think people are kind of expecting the Cardinals to give up. I mean, to like sell, but I think the Cardinals are the organization that like they're gonna be in it for years. Like they're not gonna give up key pieces, like future key pieces, like Tyler O'Neill, because they're having one bad year. I think that's a team that they see in the future. Like we're still gonna be a good team in 24, 25, 26. Teams that we don't see a future in. Such as, I mean, I don't really see the Cubs going anywhere as much as I hate to say it, like, because a lot of people were excited about the Cubs, but like realistically, they should be trading Cody Bellinger. They should be trading Marcus Stroman, like, and Marcus Stroman because I think he can opt out after this year. They should be trading these guys because it's a matter of, look, I don't think you're bringing them back, so you're going to need to get something out of them. That's how I think of it. So, yeah, I think it's a combination of teams don't want to trade with Preller, but also, teams aren't willing to trade what they have because maybe they see something in their future that they like.
And I'll just add this because you brought up the Cardinals. The Cardinals might sell a couple bullpen pieces at that. They have Goldie and Arenado locked up on long-term deals. They're not going to give up their prime just to sell right now. If anything, they're going to be like buying key pieces for their future. That's it. There's no way they're going to sell any key pieces that they think can be of any potential value.
Yeah. No, man, I completely agree. You're right. They're not going to waste the prime years of those guys because I think they could still be a good team in the future. And I don't know what their salary is looking like for next year, but they just need a good pitcher to really be back in it. So yeah, we'll see what they do in the future. But we talk a lot about trades. This upcoming series is against the Rockies. We know that for whatever reason, when we play the Rockies, they turn into they turn into the '98 Yankees, and we, for whatever reason, suck. So we know
turn into
that
the '98 Yankees, and we turn into the 2023 A's.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think is? I mean, I want to say a successful series against the Rockies is a 2-1 win, but
Yeah,
realistically, for me to think the Padres are back, or the Padres are
sweep.
going to be back soon, I need them to sweep.
I mean, I think we need a sweep more than anything, but I'll take a 2-1 win.
Me too.
As
Yeah.
long as we win series, I'll be happy. I don't care if we sweep as long as we win the series.
Yeah, and you're right. The sweep doesn't have to come yet, especially because we have troubles with the Rockies as is. But a sweep needs to come soon. I don't think we've swept anyone except for a little sweep against the Giants. Technically, a 2-game sweep, but in a 3-game series, 4-game series, yeah, I don't count that either. I don't think we've swept anyone. And that's gonna have to come sooner or later because now's the time. How many games below 500 are they right now? Like
4? I think they're 29 and 33.
29 and 33. Yep, you're right. 4 games. So it's gonna be time, man. We're gonna need to go on a little winning streak here. And I mean, you got, who is it? It's Darvish, Weathers, Snell, I believe it is. I know. Dude. I know.
Is it in Coors or is it in San Diego?
It's in Coors. He is so screwed, bro. He is so screwed. I thought Lugo was supposed to be back this series, but they already lined up Weathers, and I'm like, dude.
You know what I see in the future right now? CJ Cron comes up to bat against Ryan Weathers.
I know. See, Wolfpack said I think Lugo's coming back.
It's taking 480 feet deep into left center.
Dude,
CJ Cron rounds the bases for a 3-run home run.
That's what happened last. I mean, we all know the last. If I remember correctly, the last Colorado series, the Colorado game for Weathers. If I remember correctly, it was the 2021 one, which of course it's been a few years, but it's not like Weathers looks crazy better from then. So Wolfpack said he thinks Lugo's coming back. I think he is too. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I don't want to see Weathers on the bump. But if we're gonna get a sweep, I mean, I'm confident in Darvish. I'm confident in Snell. Just gonna have to pray the other guy does something. Also gonna have to pray that this inconsistencies from the lineup does not continue, because them winning a game, losing a game, winning a game, losing a game, putting up 10 runs, putting up 1 run, it's not gonna do. So with that being said, I don't really have anything else to say. Chase, you got anything?
Let's be consistent. I think that's the best thing we can say right now. Let the bats be consistent, and the Padres win games. The bats are inconsistent, and we are below 500. That's the only recipe to success. Let the bats be consistent. The pitching's there. It's the bats that need to be consistent.
Absolutely, man. Put up 4 runs, which is what they should be averaging. Put up 4 runs a game, and
at least 3.
At least 3, yeah. Put up that many, and you're looking at a recipe for success for the Padres. Apparently, Lamet's starting against us. He's going to go 7 shutty.
But, 12 strikeouts.
Huh?
7 shutty with 12 strikeouts.
That sounds about right. But yeah, man, that's all I got. So Chase, that's all you got. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we're able to see the Padres go on kind of a hot streak here soon.